has Mateta, number 9 again, in the middle at the front, number 9. When he's on form, and no disrespect to him, he's a really good player. He holds the ball well. He's got good feet for a big, tall man. I think Glasner said recently that he felt he needs a rest. Mateta needs a bit of a rest. Actually, he says that he's just been selected for the French national team, so he'll be presumably playing this over the next week or so, and that's good. I don't think he's been selected before, so his performances have clearly registered with the French hierarchy there. But yeah, he has missed a couple of things he would normally have gobbled up, a couple of goals which he would have normally scored. So, like anybody, forwards will go through goal droughts, and in a way, Haaland has probably been through that a few times before. So, but I still say the number 9 is a key part of a football team. And if you go back a few years to when players were numbered basically 1 to 11, and the substitute, you only allowed one some years ago now, but it was number 12. That's why it's called the 12th man, obviously. You know, the number 9 was as integral part of the team as any other position. We wouldn't say, well, how could a team function without 2 central defenders? You get false central defenders. It just wouldn't work. And I think because you can maybe save on what you require in the forward line by saying, well, someone in midfield can cover that job as well. Maybe you're shooting yourself in the foot. So, yeah, for me, I think a proper number 9 centre forward is a good way of playing the game. Let's face it, wingers, whichever we call them, wing backs, wingers, their role really is to get down as far as they can to the touchline, put the ball over. And over the years, lots of great goals are scored with headers, often by number 9s, tall number 9s. But that's the nature of football, that you put the ball into that penalty area, which is where you're most likely to score a goal. And to have a recognised number 9, whether he's tall, and they tend to be bigger blokes, or women, to have them there is a big part of the game of football. I don't think you can't say we won't have that position being played. So no, I think teams generally should stick to the broad idea of the game of football, where you move that ball around the team and try and get it in the right places at the right time to eventually score a goal. And you need a player and players up front who got the knack of doing that. You know, people Lineker, I suppose in a way he was a number 9, as I remember, or he could have been a number 10. He was a bit of an inside forward, but essentially he was playing up the front as the striker. And players like that are always remembered for their goal worthiness. I mean, the obvious one now is Harry Kane. I mean, you know, he's a great number 9 forward to have up there because he's got the knack of scoring goals. I think teams need that. Teams need a number 9.
All right. In my view. Well, somebody needs to tell Luis Enrique then of PSG. You know, he has to choose between Hakimi and what's the other one? The one that won the Ballon d'Or. Anyway, so just
that was Dembele, wasn't it?
That's it. Ousmane Dembele. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. So Aston Villa and Newcastle have both indicated interest for Kobbie Mainoo of Manchester United. Well, it doesn't seem to be getting playtime, has it?
Game time. It doesn't.
It doesn't. No. Yeah. But he's a good player. Why do we think Amorim is not using him as much?
I mean, who knows? It's difficult to know what goes on at Manchester United. I mean, they've picked up a bit, haven't they? Which is good from their point of view.
Oh, just one game. Only one
Well,
game.
yeah, but the fact they
Yeah.
did win at the weekend
Yeah.
was good.
Mm.
Yeah, it's early days in that, and they're still struggling in a way to get their team to gel properly. So I think Amorim is probably still at some risk of losing his job if they had a couple more defeats where they should
Yeah.
have won them, perhaps.
Yeah.
That may be the thing. But I think if you look at the longer term, since Alex Ferguson went, as we probably have said before, it's not to say they haven't had a good team since then, because they have had good players. They've always had
Mm.
good players, but they've never really. No manager has managed to anything like replicate what Ferguson did. Okay, he was a very hard act to follow, wasn't he? We know that, but he obviously was a great manager.
Mm.
But they've had a succession of managers. It'd be interesting to know how many, because it's quite a few they've had in it's 11 or 12 years, isn't it? Some haven't lasted very long, but it's got to have been quite a few managers, and they've yet to find someone to really naturally fit into that job. And maybe it's still the long shadow that Ferguson casts. No disrespect to him, but obviously he goes to the matches. I think recently they've taken away his ambassador role, again in the quest of saving money.
Mm.
But he still goes. And although I don't suppose he goes into the dressing room unless invited by the manager, which
Mm.
probably doesn't happen, for the managers, it must cast a shadow over you. When you look at his mind-boggling achievements
Mm.
since he went there, I think it's 1986, didn't win anything till 1990. And then who did he beat? Who did they beat in the cup final? Crystal Palace on a replay. They had a replay in those days. So that was his first trophy, and he was apparently in the cup run
Yeah.
where they went to Wembley to meet Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
They were on the verge of losing a game. I don't know what game it was, but quite near to the semi-finals. And if they'd lost, they would have been out, obviously. But they got a very late equaliser, and either on a replay or extra time, they got the winner. Now, it was always said if they lost that game within a few minutes of the 90 minutes, he was likely to have been sacked, because
Mm.
they'd won nothing in those 4 years, which for his later standards was poor. But anyway, he survived to live another day, and his achievements, his accomplishments as a manager for that team, that club, were mega. They remained probably the richest, or one of the richest teams in the world,
Mm.
possibly the most famous team in the world. I mean, nowadays you've got Real Madrid, PSG, Barcelona, of course, but they still are up there with fans all around the world, and let's face it, all around our country as well. The old thing about Man United fans come from
Mm.
all over. So yeah, they've not actually found the success that they used to have. I think they've got some good players, but they've also had some players who perhaps don't quite measure up to the standard of past Manchester United teams. I
Mm.
don't know what's happening about their ground. I mean, I think I heard a couple of years ago they were going to get it upgraded, because it's not really been upgraded for a long time. I mean,
No.
I've been there a few times, and it always feels quite a substantial place with its history of winning and this and that. So I
Yeah.
like Old Trafford. Always a bit surprised that Old Trafford and Liverpool don't have big screens for the
Mm.
fans to look at. Anyway, that's my verdict on number nines for now.
Right. This is all we've got time for. Do you want to do the conclusion, please, bro?
Yes, as always, we tend to sort of run out of time, possibly because I talk too much, but I
No.
try to let Cuz come in as well. But anyway, I hope you found something of interest. You may disagree with some of what we say. You may agree. Hopefully you do. But we'll see you next week. My name is Trevor Gear, and he calls me bruv.
And I'm Emmy Hikins, and he calls me Cuz. It's been a really good show, and we hope to see you next week. Please disregard what my brother is saying. He does talk a lot of sense.
I try to.
It's a goodbye from me. See you next week.